is asking what the product rule for differentiation is. So this is question 6. So product rule for differentiation. So first, in the solution, it gives you a function. I'm going to write function v of x. All right, and v of x is made up of two separate functions. We have f of x times g of x. All right, so if we want to take the derivative of this function, this would be a notation of the derivative of the function, right? We're trying to figure out how to take the derivative of these two terms when they are multiplied by each other. That is considered the product rule, okay? So when we're taking the derivative of v of x, we need to take the derivative of f of x, derivative of f of x times g of x plus f of x, so that's just as it is, times the derivative of g of x. Oops. Okay, so this g of x in the first term here, we have one derivative, this one's a derivative of f of x, and this one, g of x, is just the same as it was given in the equation. And so the second term here, you leave the first one as is and take the derivative of the second one. So we're kind of taking turns, which one's the derivative, or which one you're taking the derivative of, and which one is staying the same. You might have also seen this product rule shown in a different way. This is the way that I've seen it before. Usually it's written as u times v. So if, we want to take the derivative of two functions that are multiplying each other, just like we said up above here. In this case, instead of f of x and g of x, it's just u and v. You have u. How about I'll go in the same order that I did above. So you have the derivative of the first term, this term here, times the second term as it is, plus the first term, u as it is, times the derivative of the second term. So these two lines here are just saying the same thing. I just wanted to write it in two different ways in case you've seen one or the other before. And let's go through an example so we can apply this. So this example gives a v of x as 2x plus 1 times 3x squared. And if we want to take the derivative of this, so we have the v of x. Just so you know, I switched the notation here. And I just want to make it clear that this is the same thing as saying d of v by dx using the prime notation. These both, there we go. These two both are just saying the derivative of v, of the function v, okay? So just to be clear, the notation means the same thing. So yeah, derivative of that side, then we have to take the derivative of the other side. I'll go, okay, write it all out so that we can see this step. 3x squared. Okay, so now we're taking the derivative of both sides. So remember, this notation just means the same thing. Okay, so let's take the derivative using the product rule, okay? So remember, the product rule states that you take the derivative of the first term. So in this case, I'm taking the derivative of 2x plus 1 first, okay? So the derivative of 2x plus 1 is just 2, because remember, 1 is a constant, so that would give 0. So you can just say 2. And then we, how about I write it out like this first, so that it's the same as what we've seen before. So I'll put it in square brackets so you can tell that this is what we're taking the derivative of, and then the 3x squared stays the same, and then add that to the 2x plus 1 times the derivative of the second term, which is 3x squared. So I just wanted to rewrite that so that we simulated what we did before up here, right? Just replacing the u and the v with the two terms in this equation here. Hopefully that's clear. And now we are ready to take the derivative. You can obviously skip steps if this makes sense to you. So we get 2, that's the derivative of 2x plus 1. And remember, we just have 3x squared stay the same. So plus the next term, we have 2x squared plus 1 stays the same, times the derivative of 3x squared. Derivative of 3x squared is 6x. Remember, using the power rule, we distribute, or we multiply 3 times 2, 3 times the exponent, which would give you 6. Oops. And then subtract 1 from the exponent. So instead of to the power of 2, it's now to the power of 1. All right, we can expand this a little bit. So we have 2 times 3 squared is 6x squared plus, and then let's distribute this into the bracket. We have plus 2x times 6x, which is 12x squared, plus 1 times 6x, which is just 6x. Okay, we can combine these terms. So we have 18x squared plus 6x. And that can be our final answer for the derivative of b. You don't really have to factor if you don't want to. You could do something like this. However, I don't think it's necessary for this question. It depends on what you're doing. But if you want to, that would be the answer. And yeah, so that is the application of the product rule. So let's look what they wrote here. And we got the same answer. So that's correct. Good work. Okay. So that's all we're going to be covering today. If you did find this helpful, please leave a like, and if you want to be notified of when we do another Q&A like this, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when that happens. If you want to submit any of your own questions, you can see the links down in the description below or leave a comment, and that's all for today. Thanks for